Please be seated, graduates. I was going to open a comment about the rainy weather, but I guess I don't need to do that now. Eagle Hill families, friends, fellow faculty members, members of the Eagle Hill Board of Trustees, alumni, underclassmen, and most importantly, the graduating class of 2025. Welcome to Eagle Hill School. This is a wonderful day for 48 remarkable young men and women. As many of you know, in prior years, our esteemed Dr. McDonald poetically argued for the excellence of our graduates. Last year, I stood before you and presented the commencement case for the class of 2024, armed not with rhymes, but with reason, in a membership to the Massachusetts Bar. Today, I rise again, this time to argue the most joyous of motions, that the students before us are fully prepared to graduate with distinction. Let the record show I am once again here to rest my case for the class of 2025. And Jermaine, I'm probably going to need a water. Amy Almonte is found to be decent and kind, a good friend, a wonderful daughter. She is proud of her Dominican heritage. Her associates include Ryan Yancey, Claire Lalonde, and Catherine Orfanos. Amy was recognized as a core member for her kindness. Her next venue will be North Shore Community College. Owen Anderson's confidence has grown exponentially during his time here, apropos of his talents. His relaxed demeanor and admitted penchant for procrastination belies a zealous work ethic, as demonstrated by his completion of IB Math and Spanish. He's off to Bryant University. Harrison Barker is a four-year partner. Now so at home in this region, he once tried to expand his jurisdiction to a Quabbin football game. One of our finest athletes, his motions led wrestling, soccer, and ultimate. His early objections to office hours were eventually dismissed, perhaps thanks to Konozik's suggestion. His next order of business is the College of Charleston. James Behenna is an expert witness to Star Wars. A day student, he's very close with his family, with whom he enjoys boating. Extracurricular covenants include the robotics team, soccer, squash, and ultimate. He's admitted into further proceedings at Landmark College. Blue Betancourt Poor has compiled untold evidence of her artistic prowess, a superlative portfolio and 4 years of guidance under Ms. Riendo. Their cross-country captaincy, a testament to grit and determination, as our first place finishes in every meet this year. Studies adjourn for a gap year, and then proceedings continue at Wheaton College. Matthew Buva. It has come to my attention that Matthew has loved IB history and government classes and freely shares his love of politics in those spaces. He has also excelled in his 2 years of technical theater internship. Perhaps political science practice awaits at Marist next year. Emma Bullock served as an esteemed member of the Corps who was recognized for purpose, a proctor and a fierce advocate of all things Taylor Swift. An expert witness in many disciplines spanning girls' leadership, chorale, and theater, the diversity of her talents is remarkable. She is set for success at Assumption College next year. Georgia Capobianco is a determined scholar and a loyal friend in whom you can trust. There is no restraining her earring fashion, and she's known to retire to her chambers for the occasional nap. Her success will be sustained as she returns west to the University of Oregon. Reese Cohen, a formidable student with a keen mind and a key contributor to Eagle Hill athletics, exercising speed and skill. He conquered all challengers en route to championships in soccer, basketball, and ultimate. Recognized with the honor of Corps membership, he sets his bar high and will continue to do so at Tulane next year. Griffin Connolly can summon great strength. A fitness aficionado and wrestler, his sidebars are diverse, including fashion and design, and the learning and practicing Chinese with Mr. Guo. We have high expectations as he goes to the Low Country and the College of Charleston next year. B. de Montfort Walker's thoughtfulness cannot be dismissed, and her dry sense of humor is sharp. We submit she should accept praise more readily, for there is no disputing how great she is. A Corps member exalted for honesty, Dr. Miller's reliable boatman, excelling in IB history and English, she somehow also found time for a side practice of pottery. We all swear she will thrive at American University. Justin Dowdell is hereby recognized as a musical force. He not only has an impressive vinyl collection, but produces his own songs as well. Fittingly, his docket included jam band, and will surely be hearing great things as he follows his father's footsteps to Syracuse University. Booker Erskine, a Renaissance man in his time here on campus, his motions were diverse, from robotics and computer science to the classic certificate in literature, as well as forays in track, soccer, wrestling, and lacrosse. He proceeds to Rochester Institute of Technology and Mechanical Engineering. Danny Freeman is renowned for her attempting to abscond with one of Mrs. Huback's seltzers and leaving notes behind. She calls herself dramatic and hopes for consensus, but we have judged her primarily to be competent, capable, and full of potential. We can retain her no more, but her fine work will be sustained at Syracuse next year. Kai Gottsagen's area of practice is role-playing games, with partners Hopper and Parson as counsel, creating and making cosplay costumes, as well as producing top-tier work in the art room with Ms. Riendo is where many hours were billed. A welcome return to Vermont and Champlain College awaits. Caitlin Gregory incorporated wonderful friendships at EHS, sure to be lifelong partnerships. It is the court's opinion she will greatly miss writing classes with Mr. Kim and Ms. Bonica. She practiced internationally with a service project in Costa Rica, and at Denison University, she will no doubt be a star. Liam Hennessy was never inconspicuous. His eclectic wardrobe was always an exhibit. He held court often on open mic nights, has no objections to getting his hands dirty working on old cars, and stays in motion driving a classic Cadillac. His many talents were served the community of Hampshire College well. Ethan Highfield finds great appeal in hard work, exceedingly driven academically as evidenced by his exceptional work in IB history. That work ethic was discovered in the gym as well. Weights and fitness part of his due process. He has proven himself ready for Butler University next year. Kira Jameson has proved beyond a shadow of a doubt that she is committed to her schooling. She traveled from Sutton every day with no objection. Mrs. Groner has stated she wishes Kira had at times time traveled as well and could have found a way to be here more than 2 years. A well-earned gap year awaits, after which she proceeds to Clark University and aspires to a future in game design. Court Jones isn't afraid to restore precedent as a classic car aficionado, his next proceeding a 1985 Mercedes-Benz. He loves to hunt with his father, will happily debate politics, and both his rowing for the crew team and his suit game are beyond reproach. Glion Institute of Higher Education in Switzerland awaits. Kelly Jones is of a bubbly, smiling constitution and found to be quite fun. Talented in both visual and performing arts, she held the audience rapt with her role in The Crucible. Kelly is always smiling, though interestingly, she finds chocolate contestable. This Arizona native will continue to practice in the Northeast at Alfred University. Julian Kaufelt excels in the court of fitness and athletics, as evidenced by his development as a wrestler. Camaraderie and partnership drew him to lacrosse, and Mr. Ward testifies that Julian succeeded in his A&P class without much deliberation, an uncommon case. Let me state on the record, Elon University is lucky to have him. Eli Kern is a four-year partner at Eagle Hill, presiding over field and court since his Brat Pack days in Dana. Expert in soccer, basketball, and ultimate in a foray into lacrosse freshman year, he was recognized as the outstanding team contributor in basketball this year. He'll continue his case for excellence at Ohio State University in the fall. And there she is, hello. Brielle Koros had made no secret about objecting to Massachusetts weather, preferring her home venue of Florida and eager for a return as she attends the University of Tampa. Thursday morning council with Mrs. Cranford and an iced mango refresher were cherished routines. This star basketball player ruled the court and always made time to help younger students in need. Her smile and humor will be missed. Teddy Krimendahl is a master navigator, planner, and motivator, as evidenced by the dormitory functions he orchestrated freshman year. His unique phrases in Krimendahlese language have caught on campus-wide, his influence superior. A golfer and a rower, he is most notably a good son, loyal friend, and a decent young man. George Washington University is fortunate to have him. Morgan Levy is unwavering in her faith. Her coaches testified to her commitment as an athlete and to her teams, including serving as an outstanding manager when injury adjourned her season. She is also an equine advocate and enjoys game fishing, diverse and unique areas of practice. Lynn University is gaining an exceptional student and person. Allegra Lippman's time at EHS has been unanimously decided to be outstanding. There was no moderation in her pursuits. She embraced all we had to offer. Student council, cross-country, swimming, and even the snack bar were beneficiaries of her great efforts. She will rise to great heights fittingly at the University of Denver. Owen Luke has risen from learning intro to guitar with Mr. McCann to incorporating himself to jam band class. His commitment is evidenced by his determined management of a lengthy commute and the challenges therein, still filling his docket with basketball and rowing. His pursuit of achievement adjourns now to Westfield State University. Daniela Martin Moreno has a conviction for convection, baking with Tabitha at 6 a.m. in the kitchen since last year. An unimpeachable student and community member, she was a universally respected role model. She somehow also found the hours to play basketball, volleyball, and tennis, as well as run cross-country, swim, and train. Her culinary pursuits continues next year at La Cordon Bleu. Alex McGee was summoned to Eagle Hill and Hardwick, but has sworn allegiance to New York, preferring to spend weekends in a less rural venue. While occasionally objecting to early morning starts, he nevertheless rose to the occasion. His next discovery is studying at Syracuse University. Lexi Milnpot was a fierce self-advocate. Her voice is resoundingly heard. She was judged worthy of independence thanks to her strict self-governance, balancing her commitments and overcoming challenges without fail. She was a key contributor to the crew and basketball teams, and I order her to remain in touch after she departs for American University. Jack Moreland has been here since he was a very junior partner, essentially growing up at Eagle Hill. His deeds included the ultimate in soccer teams, and he is reported to be entrepreneurial, selling clothing online. Maybe that's not the only one. There is conviction that his colorful personality and outgoing character will be missed as he settles at Mount Wachusett Community College. Oliver Myers-Elkins watches sports with conviction, a rabid fan. His strongest fervor is basketball, particularly when the Brooklyn Nets are playing. His teachers testify that he is capable and driven. A political science focus awaits at American University, where his work will be supreme. Allie Racine's poetry and songwriting talents have been judged to be superior. She finds great appeal and inspiration in learning about the world and people around her. Her deeds include art, music, girls' leadership, and leading yoga and meditation for peers and teachers alike. Western Colorado University has no objection to her arrival next year. Huck Riley's teachers are on the record professing that he is smart as a whip and equally humble and caring. His mastery of math is rapid, often preemptively moving onto the next concept ahead of schedule. The ultimate coaches attest to his grasp of the spirit of the game and throwing ability. His practice goes cross-country, proudly heading to the University of California at Berkeley next year. Charlie Ringwald arrived only this year, his time at EHS relatively brief. His kindness and laid-back demeanor nevertheless quickly appealed to many. We would appeal to retain him for longer if there was precedent, but we will settle for the 1 year we had as he heads off to Syracuse University. Victoria Rooney found her formal school judgment of her potential contemptuous. Her time here proven their miscalculation and their loss was very much our gain. In addition to academic success, her practices included volleyball, basketball, and lacrosse. Dean College was wise to welcome her partnership, as it is certain she will continue to refuse limitation. Leo Schumann has made the most of his time on campus, despite a fondness for constant trips off of it. A partner in caffeination with Stone most afternoons, he was also a key contributor in mock trial and ultimate frisbee. He aims high at Lynn University to pursue his love of aviation. Jeremy Shapiro is judged to be a remarkably strong student, a distinguished member of the Corps, and hopes someday to study abroad in Japan. Athletic pursuits include volleyball, soccer, basketball, and ultimate. It is beyond a shadow of a doubt that he will thrive at Marquette University. Addie Silva's will is strong, powering her through 2 years at Eagle Hill. Both years she defended the courts for 3 seasons, playing basketball, volleyball, and tennis. Her apprenticeship with Mrs. Geary was at first contested, but sincere closeness and connection developed. She and Mrs. Bonica bonded over the appeal of volleyball. Morehead State University is her next venue. Noah Slotnick was frequently discovered in Doug Koja's office in his first year, an intern by association. Another athletics expert, he was bestowed with the Coaches Award in basketball and confessed to find study hall in contempt during March Madness. A fan of Mrs. McFall in math class, evidence adds up to a certainty of his success as he takes a gap year next year. Izzy Thompson has proven herself beyond a doubt to be sweet yet sassy, determined yet social, stubborn yet, in the opinion of this court, among the most wonderful to be around. Mrs. Hubax recalls the unprecedented quickness with which they bonded and knows that if she can order herself to class on time, she will have orders of success at Skidmore. Evan Turcott is a patented STEM star. Presiding over the makerspace in robotics, he was a technical expert. The verdict is that Mr. Blaze will miss his presence in IB Math. As a core member, he was recognized for his honesty and as an authentically wonderful community member. Clarkson University awaits. Daniel Wasserman's talents resonated in the common room. He would play his guitar and sometimes collaborate with Mr. Leva. He made the most of when class action was done, renowned for his power naps after school. He has no rebuttal of the Bay State, heading west to Massachusetts College of Liberal Arts from here. Asher Weber Shute hails from Northampton, not far from here. It is undisputed he was a powerful rower, presiding over the boys' three-seater. His academic talents were exhibited in Spanish, where Mr. Hidalgo can testify to his exceptional performance. His next venue is Champlain College. Gabe Wheeler's advocacy for the underdog knows no bounds. He always states his case for others in need as well as himself. He discovered a love of ancient history and makes brief work of any puzzle before him. A partner in cross country and swimming, he travels to Ohio Wesleyan for the next chapter of his journey. Bree Wood is tenacious and tough. Her wrestling coaches and moreover her opponents will attest. A crew captain as well, she never backs away from a challenge, though does not like deliberating over math. A core member for kindness, she will be immeasurably missed by Dr. Stone. Lynn University will be fortunate to have her. Ryan Yancey's jurisdiction knows no bounds, a perpetual wanderer. Well regarded for her makeup talents, we urge the same enthusiasm be employed with sunscreen. A basketball standout and above all, a loyal friend, the University of Michigan at Dearborn, the next proceeding. In summation, the class of 2025 stands as a compelling case in character, curiosity, and conviction. Each student, distinct in evidence and spirit, leaves behind a precedence of excellence that will not easily be overturned. This court finds them ready to enter the world, and the world lucky to receive them. Thank you. At this time, I would like to ask Mr. Harbert to introduce this year's student speaker.
Good morning, everyone. It gives me great pleasure to introduce our graduation speaker, whom I've known since his interview to attend Eagle Hill School in the fall of 2020. I got to know Harrison during his first month of school as he worked to set up a fish tank in Dr. Riendo's classroom, where Harrison had his writing class every afternoon. Harrison had a lot of experience with fish tanks, and he wanted Dr. Riendo's fish tank to look spectacular. So that Columbus Day weekend, Harrison stayed on campus, and on those 3 days, we made three trips to three different pet stores and fish stores. And Harrison did set up a beautiful fish tank for Dr. Riendo. I soon learned that Harrison had a soft spot for all creatures, be they fish, turtles, frogs, or any other animals on and off campus. and on on-campus trips with Harrison and his friends, he would yell to stop the car if we passed a turtle that was crossing the road. I recall 4 such instances, and each time I had to turn the car around so we could go back and so he could rescue the turtle and help it to get across the road. And he would sometimes push the turtle across the road. Only once did we get back to find a squashed turtle because we didn't make it back quickly enough. Harrison and his friend and former roommate, Teddy, used to go to Dr. and Mrs. Riendo's house for dinner on some Sunday nights, and I always ended up driving them back to campus for study hall after dinner. One night, and this happened just recently actually, it was early spring and raining, and I'm sure Harrison remembers this. There must have been hundreds of baby frogs hopping all over the road. So of course, one couldn't help but drive through them while driving, but Harrison wanted me to stop the car. Stop the car was his thing. He insisted, and then went on to tell me that the poor frogs, as I went plowing through, so many of them. Over the course of 4 years, though, I've gotten to know him for his kindness and determination and his thoughtfulness. He's a bright young man who effortlessly connects with others. Harrison was an awesome admission ambassador and happily talked with prospective families and willingly gave them tours of campus. When I worked in the admission office, I knew I could count on Harrison as he has the ability to put people at ease. He was an ideal person to meet visiting students and their parents, relate some of his favorite things about Eagle Hill School and his experiences here, and tell them why and how much he likes attending EHS. I could go on about what a special person Harrison is, but I'm sure you really want to hear from him yourselves. So he has an important message for everybody. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce Harrison Barker, graduation speaker. Congratulations. Congratulations. Yeah, here's yours. Right here. Good? You want that off?
Yeah. Hello. With great gratitude, I'm here to welcome all the friends, family, faculty, staff, and trustees to the graduation of the class of 2025. But most importantly, I'm here to welcome my fellow graduates as we take this monumental step forward in our lives. As eager as some might be to embrace and look forward to what the future holds, taking the time to look back at what got us here is just as important. Today, we are sitting here because over time, we came to embody Eagle Hill's 4 core values: honesty, respect, kindness, and purpose. Talking about the class of 2025 is a special privilege, one that you might imagine is typically given to the most accomplished students. Despite not having the highest ACT score, the best math grades, or the greatest number of athletic awards, I think I can represent the senior class here today. I feel as if Eagle Hill isn't about any single achievement or performance. Eagle Hill is about us becoming the best we can be personally. And for me, I've come far in reaching this finish line. First day of freshman orientation, I was as nervous as any new kid would be at a new school. Looking around, it didn't help to think that other kids may have already made friend groups as they knew each other from the summer camp. I didn't know if this was going to set me back or not, but as the day progressed and I met more people, I was welcomed with open arms and continually reassured. For example, talking to Mr. Kozier and Mr. Rick McDonald, who I initially thought were the security guards standing side by side. I immediately understood that they talked to me and my parents as if we weren't strangers at all. Fast forward, I was standing in line, ready to ring the bell to officialize my status as a student. And vividly, I remember a couple of us were asked who wanted to be the first to ring the bell, and I volunteered. I was as surprised as I would have been winning the lottery, and there I walked up and shook hands with Dr. McDonald while ringing the bell. Until this day, I'll always remember the words, "Just look around and smile." That has always stuck with me, reminding me of the connection he had with the students at Eagle Hill, as well as one of the core values Dr. McDonald always encouraged: purpose. In high school, Finding your purpose is something that will eventually come to mind, yet it may not seem that everyone around you already has it figured out. And for me, midway through junior year, during the trials of Dr. B's chemistry class, I finally found that perseverance, the kind that allowed me to learn from my mistakes and to seize the opportunities that were given to me. I managed to navigate my way through all the work piled up on me, prioritizing what needed to be done and meeting the goal. And finding that purpose didn't just happen by myself, but it was partly due to my very own classmates around me, who were all in the same position. It wasn't a sense of competition or comparison. It was the thought of my own peers who were just like me being able to overcome these challenges that motivated me. Along with my teachers, the class of 2025 helped me discover the purpose that I needed. Another core value is honesty. In 9th grade, I'm sure it had a different meaning to me than it does now. Back then, I had a harder time being honest with myself. Was I wrong for playing music loudly, going on the intercom at night, or hanging out the windows of Dana Hall? I probably was. But honesty had a lot less value to the freshman Harrison. I quickly learned honesty had a deeper meaning, applying to everyday obstacles such as whether I tried my best with homework, took responsibility for my actions, and made amends with others. Honesty is something that has driven me and our class to keep pushing forward and take ownership in order to achieve success, similar to another one of our core values, kindness. Kindness is easily one of the most overlooked core values, yet it's actually the foundation of our community, allowing for the growth of students over the years. Showing kindness to all of our differences, whether it's how someone learns or socializes, or if it's about their heritage, we show kindness when we show acceptance of each other. My first year here, I was able to experience this kindness, and not just from teachers or roommates, but also from the upperclassmen who, regardless of my age or background, showed acceptance towards me. My first week of wrestling practice, I remember slapping our captain, Aiden Hutchinson, on the back, mistaking him for my friend as we were in line to check weight. And while any freshman would expect to be scolded by a senior, to my surprise, he turned around and laughed, while assuring me it was fine as I frantically apologized. To this day, I remember this because of the sense of acceptance it gave me, allowing me to feel more welcomed throughout the season. The same kindness Aiden gave me, I was fortunate enough to be able to return to other freshmen this year. Henry Hoyt and Kit Johnson, for example, who I was in their shoes 4 years ago. Together, this is how the class of 2025 has learned to show kindness and pass it down to the next generation. Even in more recent times, as we finished up the 2024 to 2025 academic year, we relied on kindness as much as we did on the first day of school. Kindness may not always be shown in the positive, affectionate way, but can also be shown through a stern talking to from someone who's just looking out for you. For me, one of these times was when my advisor, Mr. Konozik, was yelling at me across the dining hall, telling me to leave, trying to prevent me from getting involved in the confrontation. And fast forward a week, I was crying on his shoulder due to the unexpected passing of my uncle that morning. Times like these make you turn to the people around you, seeking comfort, reassurance, and knowing that kindness will follow. That is guaranteed for everyone here at Eagle Hill. Respect. Another of our core values is something that begins with yourself, that makes its way to everything and everyone around you. Once you learn how to accept yourself, that's when you can find that self-respect. At Eagle Hill, plenty of students come here not knowing how to express themselves, how to find that acceptance, but soon enough it comes. For me, it started with finishing up 9th grade, which helped me immensely. That success and confidence I gained helped me over the next 3 years here. Realizing the progress and impact I'd made gave me that self-respect. After that, I wanted to pass the respect around the same way it was given to me. The same thing occurred with the class of 2025. We gave each other that respect that we had benefited from during our first years here at EHS. Before I conclude my speech, I'd like to thank the Eagle Hill community for shaping our experience, preparing us for what's next. We are here today not despite our different styles of learning and our different ways of expressing ourselves, but because we acknowledge and embrace those differences. Most importantly, thank you to the class of 2025 for pushing yourselves and me to be where we are today. Every student graduating goes forward with knowledge of our core values: honesty, respect, kindness, and purpose. In the near future, we will reach our goals with the support of these values. Whether we find ourselves in the middle of a struggle or coming close to tasting success, our values will always be in our hearts, guiding us through the journey of our lives. Thank you, Class 2025.
Thank you, Harrison. And a small token for our appreciation for sharing your story today, a picture of the PJM STEM Center student commencement speaker, Eagle Hill School graduation, May 31st, 2025. Thank you.
Thank you a lot.
At this time, I'd like to invite Marilyn Waller in her final act as a member and chair of the Board of Trustees to introduce our commencement speaker.
Okay, I'm going to get through this. Welcome, parents, all family members, grandparents, extended family, the Board of Trustees, faculty members, staff, most importantly, the graduating class of 2025. You did it, and you've done us proud. I feel a special kinship because we're both turning to the next chapter. And I think, as Mr. Hopper so eloquently put it last night, you're ready to go. We've laid the foundation for you, and now it's up to you. And you'll be able to flourish in your next chapter. I want to remind the parents and the grandparents who saw me the first day that you were here on campus, leaving your student behind, whether it was a year ago or 2 years ago or 3 years ago. And I stood on the stage and I said to you all, I am the after, you are the before, and I promise you that you will get to this moment. And we kept our promise. And here we are today, and we could not be prouder of this group of young people. It's a very, very special class. What Harrison said is really true, and I can't put it more eloquently than he did. Which brings me to the honor that I have in introducing our speaker today, our guest speaker, Rich Gelfond. Rich Gelfond is well, you can read his biography in the program. He's the Chief Executive Officer of IMAX. But he came to that not immediately. And I think that this is the reason that he is such an appropriate speaker for us today. He grew up in a household that faced financial hardship. He overcame that. He went on to college. He went to Stony Hill, which I understand. He found himself. He found to believe in himself and move forward. He worked, he went to law school. After that, he worked in investments. And then he found his true passion, not directly, but indirectly. And his true passion, obviously, was film and filmmaking, and how we all have come to enjoy watching films, especially with IMAX. I want to read you a quote that I think really sheds some light, more light, on why we have the pleasure of having you as our speaker today. In reading some of his biography and reading things what other people said, this quote that apparently Rich frequently uses just really stuck with me. And it is this. He's quoting one of his mentors, and he says, to have a full life, it's not just about your career or about what everybody can do in terms of making money. It is about how to make a difference in the world, how to live a life that makes a difference in the world. And how many times have we tried to instill that in this class? Our core values speak to that, and I am greatly honored to introduce our speaker today, Mr. Gelfond.
Don't worry, I've been in your seat. It won't be that long. Thank you, Chair Waller, and thank you to the distinguished faculty, alumni, and the class of 2025 for having me here today. It's an honor. I'm Rich Gelfond, and as you can see, I'm a star basketball player. No, it's true. I was starting center for a team called the Delusionals. A collection at the time of 50-something desk jockey weekend warrior executives trying to relive the glory days on the hardwood. Not in the NBA, just a rec league in eastern Long Island. We might have been called the Delusionals, but we had very high hopes. Sadly, our first game drew a very tough draw. We played a team of employees from Sports Illustrated. Can't win them all. Which apparently only hires former Division I college hoopers who are over 6'5". In a word, it was ugly. They ran us out of the gym. I had a few shots blocked into the next zip code. We didn't have a chance in hell of beating these guys, but that certainty didn't stop us from trying. If I'm being honest, nothing ever stops me from trying. When I'm not shooting hoops badly, I'm the CEO of IMAX Corporation, a company that builds and sells the biggest and best movie theaters in the world and works with filmmakers to shoot and produce blockbuster movies in pristine quality. Fortunately, I'm better at shooting movies than shooting baskets. We regularly do business with folks like Chris Nolan, Greta Gerwig, Michael B. Jordan, Zendaya, everyone from Marvel to Minecraft. Oppenheimer, Avengers Endgame, Top Gun Maverick, they were all shot with IMAX cameras. And if you allow me a shameless plug, all this summer's biggest blockbusters, Mission Impossible, How to Train Your Dragon, F1, Fantastic Four, to name a few, will be on IMAX screens shot with IMAX cameras. You look very excited. And the same approach that made me the starting center for the Delusionals is what helped me build all these theaters across 90 countries worldwide. I never let anybody tell me what I can't do, ever. And neither should any of you. I was pumped to come to talk to you all today. I may not know you personally, but I admire you. High school is hard. Your classes are tough. Your teachers are demanding. Your extracurricular activities are intense. Your friendships are complicated, but you overcame all of that while adopting to different learning styles and turning what a lot of the world sees as challenges into strengths. That's a hell of an accomplishment. One of my oldest friends in Hollywood was diagnosed with dyslexia as a child. His name is Tom Cruise. His movies have made $12 billion worldwide, and he's probably the most famous actor in the world. You think he lets anybody tell him what he can't do? The most successful people I know in Hollywood are kind, loyal, and filled with gratitude. But at the same time, they're relentless, and they absolutely won't take no, ever, for any answer. You may remember last summer, Tom Cruise jumped off the top of a stadium as part of the closing ceremony for the Paris Olympics. He is a little nuts, but that's another speech. At home, watching on TV, I texted him to tell him that I thought the stunt was beyond awesome. I only half expected a reply. In fairness, the man had just jumped off a building with 1 billion people around the world watching. But he texted me back within a minute saying we're going to crush it next summer with Mission Impossible. Like I said, relentless. Next Thanksgiving, IMAX will be the only way you can see Greta Gerwig's next movie, Narnia, in theaters before it's released that Christmas in Netflix. Netflix never puts movies in theaters that long with a gap. They don't like to release their movies in theaters if they can avoid it. They hate it. But Greta was determined to see the film get an IMAX global release. She called me every day for a month to help put together a plan and convince Netflix to make it a reality. And thanks to her efforts, our partnership could end up changing the way the movie business works. Like I said, never take no for an answer. You're at a stage of your life where you're beginning to cultivate your sense of self. You're beginning to figure out who you are, a process that in reality never ends. You're learning what you're good at, what kind of work motivates you, what really excites you, and what gets you out of bed in the morning. Not an easy task for a teenager. I still wonder every day. But you're also socially aware enough to worry about what other people think of you. The world is constantly trying to tell you who it thinks you are. Your family, your friends, your teachers, the algorithms generating your social media feeds. But ultimately, the only person who can decide who you are is you. There is an incredible amount of noise and distraction out there, but the signal you need to be sure to isolate and listen to is your own sense of self. I may be standing up here today, but I've been told no, and I've been had more doors slammed in my face than I could possibly count. From day one, the world was telling me what I couldn't do. I grew up lower middle class on Long Island. My father used to yell at me when I went to the doctor to say, did I really need to do that? My dad sewed pelts for fur coats on a sewing machine for 8 hours a day and came home looking like an animal himself. He was so covered with fur. Out of season, when people weren't buying fur coats, he was unemployed for 6 months a year. I remember visiting him in the shop when I was 8 years old and his boss standing next to him and snapping back, "Leo, get back to work." I remember saying, nope, that's never going to be me, and no one's ever going to talk to me like that. I remember it like it was this morning. And so I hustled every day, 50 years before hustle culture was even a thing. When I was 8, I started a shoe shining business. When I was 12, I had 3 kids working for me on my lawn mowing business. When I was 15, I started a sports newspaper called New York Ball that was sold at Madison Square Garden, the Nassau Coliseum, and in newsstands all over Manhattan. And I walked up and down Madison Avenue and I sold ads. You get the idea. I was a psycho. I had all the old-timey jobs that kids could have in the days before you could just become a YouTuber. By the way, I'm jealous of that. I wish that's a lot better career. That ethos, never let anybody tell you what you can't do, still guides me and everyone at IMAX today. When I bought the company as part of a group in 1994, it was pretty much broke. Our entire business back then was creating IMAX documentaries about whales, seals, and bears for science museums. And I remember we were competing with Air Force One in the next screen. Really bright idea, wasn't it? I'd always thought IMAX is awesome. If people want to watch nature documentaries in IMAX, why wouldn't they watch Star Wars in IMAX? So we begged for a meeting with Steven Spielberg, the biggest director at that point in time, and asked him if he wanted to make a movie for IMAX. He said to me, "Come back to me when you have 1,000 theaters." We had 50 at the time. Well, today we have 2,000 theaters, but we still hold on to that underdog challenger mentality. When people tell us what we can't do, that only makes us want to do it more. IMAX is a global company. We have about 700 employees worldwide. We're tiny compared to the companies we do business with, like Disney, Warner Brothers, Netflix, all of which have tens of thousands of people. But we know who we are, and we focus on what we do well. We create the best canvases, the best cameras, and the best projection and sound system for movies on the planet. And so filmmakers really like working with us. They like their movies shown in IMAX. And as a result, all the big, powerful Hollywood studios line up at our door to get their movies shown in IMAX. We like to say we punch above our weight. I think there's a lesson in that for everyone. We all have our limitations. We all experience self-doubt, imposter syndrome. I can't tell you how many times in my career I've looked around a meeting and thought, what the hell am I doing here? But a little self-belief and a dose of fearlessness go a long way in the world. And I promise you, every time the world tells you you can't do something and you prove it wrong, it makes it a little easier to stand up for yourself. Take time to identify the things you love to do, to understand what motivates you, what excites you, to know what you're good at, and then put in the work to get even better at it. And you'll be surprised how effectively you can make the world what you want it to be. Of course, it won't always be easy. Actually, that's a lie. It's never easy. IMAX will probably have the best year in our history in 2025. Just last week, the New York Times ran a splashy piece calling IMAX a ray of light for the movie industry, noting that our relationships with filmmakers position us better than even the biggest studios in Hollywood. And yet I still have a sign on my desk when you come in. It says, "Welcome to the shit show." Because all the things that are required for success in today's world, managing change, understanding and influencing people, building and maintaining relationships, all that stuff can get messy, really messy. But I have a favorite saying that all IMAX employees can recite by heart, and I hope you remember it. It's never as good as it looks or as bad as it seems. It's a very moderating principle in your life, and it helps you maintain a lot of balance. I'll admit it's much easier to have that perspective when you're 70 years old than when you're 17 years old. But I've seen plenty of ups and downs in my day, and when everyone thought streaming at Netflix were going to kill movie theaters, that wasn't a great narrative. When COVID closed down every IMAX theater in the world and every studio for the better part of a year, I didn't love that. And when Christopher Nolan and his wife Emma Thomas thanked me and IMAX for supporting Oppenheimer from the stage of the Best Picture Awards from the Oscars last year, I really loved that. But I've learned over the course of my career to keep it all in perspective and to never get too high or too low, and to never tell anyone what you can't, let anyone tell you what you can or can't do. Next to IMAX, I dedicate a great deal of my time to my college alma mater, Stony Brook University in Long Island. And I do that because I think education and opportunity is so important. And I've been chairman of the school's board of trustees for over 20 years. It's a school known for creating opportunity and fostering social mobility for students from working class backgrounds. I believe deeply in the power of education and opportunity to help young people overcome any challenge they face in their future. And I believe that all of you, the 2025 graduating class of Eagle Hill School, know that better than most, and better than perhaps you even realize today. And I think over time you'll realize it even more. You have all adapted to learning differences to complete your education in an elite institution. You haven't let the way you process and retain information define you. You've taken an active role in identifying your strengths, building your identity, and influencing and shaping the world around you. You made a very strong statement to the world about who you are. If you continue to do those things and tackle everything in life with the passion and dedication you've shown at Eagle Hill, never let anyone tell you what you can't do, I promise you that you will succeed in life. And I'll be rooting for you. And thank you again for having me here today. And congratulations to all the graduates. Thank you, Billy. Appreciate it.
Just present this to you. I'll hold on to it for a second.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Gelfond, for joining us today, agreeing to make this trip and sharing your wisdom with all of us. In appreciation, we just have this small token, Richard Gelfond, commencement speaker, Eagle Hill School, May 31st, 2025, with a picture of our cherished PJM STEM Center. So thank you again. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And if anyone wants to shoot some hoops, I'm ready for you.
At this time, I'd like to welcome Dr. Riendo, Dr. Stone, and Mrs. Cranford to the stage for the diplomas.
Amy Almonte. Never tell anyone you can't do something. Right. Amy will be attending North Shore Community College. Owen Andy Anderson. Owen will be attending Bryant University. Harrison William Barker. Harrison will be attending College of Charleston. James Vincent Behenna. James will be attending Landmark College. Blue Betancourt Poor. Blue will be attending Wheaton College. Matthew Isaac Buba. Matthew will be attending Marist University. Emma Grace Bullock. Emma will be attending Assumption University. Georgia Marissa Capabianco. Georgia will be attending University of Oregon. Reese Aiden Cohen. Reese will be attending Tulane University of Louisiana. Griffin Charles Connolly. Griffin will be attending College of Charleston. B. Elizabeth de Montfort Walker. B will be attending American University. Justin Morgan Dowdell. Justin will be attending Syracuse University. Booker James Erskine. Booker will be attending Rochester Institute of Technology. Danielle Rose Friedman. Danielle will be attending Syracuse University. Caitlin Elizabeth Gottsagen. Caitlin will be attending Champlain College. Caitlin Francis Gregory. Caitlin will be attending Denison University. Liam Michael Hennessy. Liam will be attending Hampshire College. Ethan Alexander Highfield. Ethan will be attending Butler University. Kira Maureen Jameson. Kira will be attending Clark University. Cortland Downing Jones. Good job. Cortland will be attending Gleon Institute of Higher Education. Kelly Jo Jones. Kelly will be attending Alfred University. Julian Charles Kaufeld. Julian will be attending Elon University. Eli Joel Kern. Eli will be attending Ohio State University. Brielle Anya Koros. Brielle will be attending University of Tampa. Thaddeus Marshall Krimendahl. Good job, Teddy. Thaddeus will be attending George Washington University. Morgan Amanda Levy. Morgan will be attending Lynn University. Allegra May Lipman. Allegra will be attending University of Denver. Owen Riley Luke. Owen will be attending Westfield State University. Daniela Martin Moreno. Daniela will be attending Le Cordon Bleu. Alexander Bradford McGee. Alexander will be attending Syracuse University. Lexi Diana Milne-Pott. Lexi will be attending American University. Jack Soltero Moreland. Jack will be attending Mount Wachusett Community College. Oliver Benjamin Myers Elkins. Oliver will be attending American University. Allison Marie Racine. Allison will be attending Western Colorado University. Henry Huckleberry Riley. Henry will be attending University of California, Berkeley. Charles F. Ringwald. Charles will be attending Syracuse University. Victoria Lorraine Rooney. Victoria will be attending Dean College. Leo Spencer Schumann. Leo will be attending Lynn University. Jeremy Andrew Shapiro. Jeremy will be attending Marquette University. Adeline Lillian Silva. Adeline will be attending Morehead State University. Noah Ross Slotnick. Noah will be taking a gap year. Isabel Madison Thompson. Isabel will be attending Skidmore College. Evan William Turcott. Evan will be attending Clarkson University. Daniel Nathan Wasserman. Daniel will be attending Massachusetts College of Liberal Arts. Asher Sparrow Weber Shute. Asher will be attending Champlain College. Gabriel Thomas Wheeler. Gabriel will be attending Ohio Wesleyan University. Brianna Lee Wood. Brianna will be attending Lynn University. Ryan Yancey. Ryan will be attending University of Michigan, Dearborn.
Congratulations, seniors. Each year, the seniors and underclassmen compete for 5 major awards: the Thomas A. Schneider Entrepreneurial Award, the Be Like Brit Award, the Eggenberg Character Award, the Citizenship Award, and the Head of Schools Cup. Earlier this week, we awarded the Be Like Brit Award to junior David Ford and the Eggenberg Character Award to junior Sam Ruggles. Look at them. Today, I'd like to present the remaining 3 awards to members of the senior class. The Thomas A. Schneider Entrepreneurial Award. The Schneider Award is given each year in honor of a man who for more than a decade served Eagle Hill School as an EHS parent, a member of the Parent Advisory Board, a member of the Board of Trustees, an advisor, and trusted and loyal friend. Never afraid to roll up his sleeves and get down to business, Tom earned everything he got in life by combining a penchant for hard work with an entrepreneurial spirit that seemingly turned everything he touched into gold. The recipient of this award is showing early signs that he or she may someday share the same qualities as Mr. Schneider: wisdom beyond one's years, fierce loyalty and commitment, a desire to help others, and an entrepreneurial spirit that makes the seemingly impossible possible. Please join me in congratulating a young man who has grown beyond measure over his 4 years here and is going to have a tremendous success in life, Harrison Barker. The Citizenship Award is presented each year to a student who demonstrates an exceptional commitment to the overall educational and student life experience. This individual serves as a positive role model, consistently displaying the qualities of a responsible citizen: maturity, accountability, diligence, loyalty, and a genuine desire to make a difference in their community. This year, by vote of the faculty, we are proud to recognize 2 outstanding recipients. The first citizen goes to a young woman who approaches life with sincerity and purpose, embraces every opportunity with heart, and brings fierce determination to the wrestling mat. Please join me in congratulating Bree Wood. The second winner of the Citizenship Award is a young woman who immersed herself in every conceivable way, a talented artist and young entrepreneur with an amazing future ahead. Please join me in congratulating the birthday girl, B. de Montfort Walker. The Head of Schools Cup is given each year to that student who, upon a vote of the entire EHS faculty, merits the honor on the basis of his or her exemplary performance in the total educational program. This student is responsible, mature, academically curious, involved in the life of the community, hardworking, and a fine example to his or her peers. Standing out from the rest, this student has demonstrated a consistent love of learning and a respect for the Eagle Hill community. This year's winner has excelled in the classroom as a full IB student, led many of our championship athletic teams, and was a member of the corps representing our core value of purpose. Please join me in congratulating an amazing young man, the 2025 Head of Schools Cup winner, Reese Cohen. Thank you to all our guests for joining us today to celebrate this amazing class. We invite you to join us at our post-graduation reception just behind me in the Chapman Dining Commons. Please, I just ask you to watch your step as you're going from the sidewalk up into the patio, because there is a step there. Appropriately, the class of 2025 will file out alone as a symbol of setting them free. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to introduce the class of 2025.